Merps and Hill. Ostrophasia. Like Australasia? But ostrophasia.
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 No. I can't believe it's been like a whole day and that's the best you could come up with.
Maphasia? Like Malaysia?
The fact that you have to explain... I was going to be... Do you know...
I think Ostrophasia is pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean...
But I only went with Maphasia because you poo-pooed my Ostrophasia.
So you did a worse one?
I did another one.
Definitely did a worse one.
Hey guys, it's Merps and Hill. We're back on the rack.
Still sciencing it up. I'm going to go ahead and guess you've never seen a film called Weird Science.
I have not seen it, but I know of it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's like a pop culture thing.
Yeah.
It's very quintessential 80s.
Yeah, with the bright colours and...
Yeah, the palette. And yeah, so that's where I got that vibes from this.
I love that art style. Like, I guess it's such a trend these days to the point where it's kind of gone past being cool.
Yeah,
but
like quirky or different.
Yeah, the 80s, 90s, like...
aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a nostalgia thing.
Yeah,
so,
I think it's a nostalgia thing, but like, I just like the art style.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's not. It doesn't
specifically
remind me of anything.
I just mean the thing is, I was going to go on to talk about how nostalgia like is a current.
Whoa!
You don't like this?
I slid then. That was really weird.
I was going to say nostalgia is like a current trend. People are buying stuff.
There is a quote for you.
Well, that's the thing. Is like
nostalgia is a current trend. Wow.
Well, it's not. It's just I'm noticing or have noticed.
I'm not like arguing against it. I just think that phrase.
You're just laughing at the absurdity. Of me saying that. Like nostalgia is a trend and it will end soon. Don't worry.
It's not as good as it used to be anyway.
It always happens. And I think they say it's like on a 20 or 30 year cycle, and it tends to be like people grow up and then now they've got money and then they start living their mundane lives and thinking back to when times were good, and then suddenly they want a Furby or
do you think that's what it is?
A set of Beanie Babies.
Do you think it's people
now they've got money, so now they can like
it's people reliving their childhood?
Yeah, massively.
I almost feel like people who didn't experience like that time want to be I don't know, want to be cool by going back.
There's that like hipster-esque thing of like, I'm old school.
Wait, I've got it. Sluggle Night.
Yeah, it's pretty much it, right? Can't be beaten.
Thanks. Thank you. Carry on.
Take your win. Take your easy win. But yeah, no, I'm talking about people. Yeah, like people say our age, buying into like 90s stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Just because of it reminds you of that time, and even if it isn't something that you had as a kid, so maybe you're finally an adult and you can buy yourself whatever you couldn't have as a kid. It just takes you back to that period of time when that thing was in the shops or whatever, or your friends had a Tamagotchi and you didn't, or whatever.
Did you?
Pined for one and looked at them in the Argos catalogue for weeks on end until Christmas.
Did you have a Tamagotchi?
I did, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah. I was alive in the time when Tamagotchis were a
thing. Let's run through a checklist. Let's run through a checklist of things that you had as a quote unquote 90s kid. So Tamagotchi, okay. I had one. You had one. Did you have a Furby?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I had a Furby as well.
That was the toy, but I don't know if this was a thing so much anymore. I imagine it is, but not to the same degree.
We should maybe
Plague Knight,
read this. Show yourself, Plague Knight! Your trickery will not stop me.
Trickery? The fruits of my research are no mere trick. Boom! Now let's have a lesson, shall we? I promise it will be enlightening. Now, while it's just going to be me talking to you guys, because he was going to get wrecked.
Yeah. Valid.
And to pick up my tangent, which is slipping away.
I'm going to die immediately without even getting a hit in.
Oh, right, yeah. I was just going to say how there used to be times when Hill didn't die all the time. But no, there used to be...
Those days are long since gone.
Many a year ago. I still remember that. There was a time when there used to be a Christmas toy.
Yes.
That, like, every parent, or most parents, was sourcing or struggling to find. It was, it was a different time for that as well, because you didn't have the internet shopping. But I feel like it was a lot more... I don't know if it's just because I was a kid at the time, but it was a lot easier to be aware of what it was. Now, if there's a thing, I haven't got a clue what it is.
I guess you learn about things differently now. Because whereas before it was adverts and then, you'd talk about them with your mates at school and...
Yeah, I just feel like it was like, you don't have to have been a kid back then to know that there was a year when Buzz Lightyear and Woody were the Christmas toy.
Which one or both?
Furby. Both.
Both? Woody. I
think it was just like, my brother loved Toy Story to the point where we watched it every day. So I don't think he ever would have really been able to have chosen. I don't think that was ever a thing for him.
Right.
I think he just loved it.
Yeah. There's a snake in my boots. Somebody poison. I can still remember all the quotes. Somebody poisoned the water hole.
But he had a much better or memorable sound effects palette than Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Because everybody says the same things for Woody. There's a snake in my boot. Somebody poisoned the water hole, with the same cadence and everything. Yeah. Buzz's is just you just go to infinity and beyond. But
yeah,
that'd be it. My favourite Buzz Lightyear quote that I used with reckless abandon when I was back then was "You're sad, strange little man. You have my pity."
I did love Toy Story when I was younger. It was one of the more quoted movies in my family.
Yeah, definitely. It was a great, obviously a huge technical advancement, and all the trivia at the time was how it had taken 5 or 10 years to make, and that was mind-blowing, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But for all of that stuff, it was just really well written and universally appealing. I feel like films kind of seemed like films were, especially Disney films at that point. Pixar movies still are always a guaranteed hit.
Well, yeah, it set the standard, didn't it, for Disney Pixar? Basically, it was the first one.
Yeah, I mean, storytelling is not. It's still just a story, right? It's still just Disney have come up with a story. They're using a story.
Yeah.
So it's like something new. It's in a new format, but it's the same. They still do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to argue with Disney these days. We brought it up earlier. Are they gonna do a slightly different change to the model that they've so well perfected over the last few years and go for a male version of the Disney princess? They did the girl power thing with Frozen, so they know exactly what to do and they do it very well.
But I think now they're doing it to a degree where it's like
man, that was a good effort. This is really hard, this fight.
It does look kind of rough. I think now they're doing it a lot better. They're doing it in a way that's less tokeny. It's more just it's how it should be. In that it shouldn't be a question like a thing that has to be explained or apologized for or whatever. It's just in this instance, this person happens to be female and this person happens to be male, or whatever. It's not like, oh, look at this. It's different because.
Yeah. Yeah, the difference is not the focus. Like, it's a story that just, like I say, it just happens to be about whatever type or of character.
They're good though as well, though, especially when you look at like Pixar films. They do like culture and race and stuff. Like they do
with things
really
like
well.
Coco and
Moana and
Soul.
I haven't seen it, but I want to because I've read some stuff.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, Julie watched it recently.
But it's never like, it's funny because it's the sort of thing that you'd think companies would try and stick clear of in the woke age.
Yeah.
But instead to kind of lean into it and do it well, like, and with respect and stuff is yeah, that's quite a scary thing in 2021.
Yeah, there's
especially
a lot
for
of
a company that you look back over the years and there's loads of racial stereotyping.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions asked of the founder. So
yeah,
stigma that they
like things like Dumbo and stuff. There's loads of
Song of the South and things like that.
Yeah. So it could be easy for them to just lean completely away from it and do like Wall-E, just things that don't really address that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So fair play to them, really, I suppose.
Fat, lazy people are an easy target, I guess. Nobody's going to complain about that.
Too fat and lazy.
Yeah.
If you're fat and lazy, but not too lazy to do this, comment in the comment section below. Tell me off for calling you fat and lazy.
And if you are too fat to do it, then lose enough weight so you're able to, and then tell us off.
Brought to you by M&H Fitness Program.
$29.99 per month. Ask at your local pharmacist. Should do one of those that like everyone jumped on the bandwagon of doing, like the at-home PE lessons over lockdown. PE, physical education.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm not going to teach you how to pee. Like, we're not that old.
Good. What do people forget how to pee when they get old?
Apparently.
That's going to be something to look forward to.
I'm wondering if I change this up a bit. A face cost me 8 though. I'll stick with the fire. How do I get off this menu? There we go. Is it something that you worry about at all? Like aging?
Yes. Like, it doesn't worry me. I don't lose sleep over it. But it's something I'm very conscious of is, how long, you've only got one life and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you've only got one body. Mine's already getting all creaky and failing on me and shit. And I'm only 62. So...
Come on, you're not
still got a couple of years left. But it's, I'm
61
I'm just gambling on, guessing when you're going to publish this episode.
It's when I finish this. As soon as I finish this boss, I'll publish it.
That's what it feels like.
Probably
Been
about
here
62.
For 16 years now. Hill's been playing this game. It's getting quite good now.
Is that your old Merps voice?
Yeah,
Sorry, I mean, is that how you talk now? You've got so old.
We both have. We've aged, so...
I remember when I used to play games on the internet for fun. I've been playing this one boss now for 73 years.
Good that we're like recording this stuff. Do you know? We got it in the bank now.
What do you mean for when we are old, so that we can just
You can just use those moments as you can cut them up and stuff. And
so every now and again in a video, we should just go into old man voice, just in case we want to make it seem like we're putting fresh content out in like 30 years.
Yeah, or we could every other episode we just.
Tune in next time when we'll carry this on. The next episode will be in 2062.
Yeah. Suits me.
I am getting absolutely mullet. Oh my god. You know when you play a game for the first time and you get to the point where you're like, oh, I feel like I'm getting this now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it happens in most games.
I thought I was at that point. And then I seem to have reverted back to a time where I didn't know how to play it.
I think it's easily done. I think it's easy to formulate bad habits. That's what I do a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess when you first play, you're aware of everything. You're aware of what you're pressing and what it does and everything like that. And then when you sort of get into a game,
and just lean on it.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying pogoing all over the place. Okay, I can't even pogo the projectiles because they hurt.
When can you hit him?
When I'm better at the game. To come back to the age question, I realised I asked and then didn't give any input whatsoever. Like age itself is never something that I've been particularly bothered about. Oh, I hit that back at him. You see that?
Yeah, I think sometimes I find it easy to fall into the trap of milestones and thinking things have more significance than they do. Like, oh,
yeah. Well, speaking of which, I'm turning 30 this year.
Before then,
so, and I think almost
bastard, I've aged to 62 and you haven't gained a single year.
Yeah, like 30, I think, among a few others that, happen around your late teens, like 18, 21 sort of thing, seem to be big milestones, like you say. Most people aim to have achieved things before they're 30. I haven't achieved anything. But I feel like it can become almost a hindrance to people. That they're like, oh, I haven't done what I wanted to do by this age, so I guess I failed, and it stops them trying to achieve the same thing later on.
Ultimately, what you realise is that whether you've done the list of things you wanted to achieve by the time you were 30, you're then going to hit 30, move on with your life, and then you're going to set a list of things to do by the time you're 35 or 40.
Yeah.
And then so on and so forth, and then you realise this is just called life.
Yep.
It's not this list is
I'm making
the dual.
I'm making a decision.
Good, well done.
I'm healing.
Was that a one-time use thing?
Yep.
Oh right. I didn't realise.
I'm like all in on this one fight, basically.
Big moment. Gamer moment. Use your fishing rod.
You're not helping here.
You got the chalice now. I'm not trying to help you. I'm all of the enemy NPCs in really bad voice form.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. Oh! Yes!
I like the scepter animation there.
That was good. That felt like an achievement. Even though I full healed and nearly lost all of my life again.
Okay, yeah, okay. Thanks for putting that in perspective, because I was about to
alright!
heap you in praise.
I need to yuck my yum, you know what I mean? Just trying to feel good about myself for once, because I'm getting old and quickly flying towards my inevitable doom. But yeah, cheers. That's taken. It's taken the cadence out of the victory, isn't it? It's just. I mean, what's the point in anything now? I mean,
I know why. You know why? To like, comment, and subscribe.
I mean, if
I just don't know what more there is in this world to do anymore.
a lot of people, when they're about to turn 30, have goals that they want to set for themselves, and mine was to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. I don't know if that's the same as anybody else.
So now there's only one question you can ask. We can ask you. What are you going to do with the rest of your life?
Hopefully come back next time.
All right, yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, I'll be there too, hopefully.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't replaced him yet. Bye, guys.
Transylvania.
Oh, we got it. On the death.